We have a live scheduled an hour from now, but we got back to the room early, so we figured to have a pre-live live. I don't know why, just because we're here early and
I was on board.
and Tam is bored.
That's so,
So it's going to be a question and answer at 4 in an hour. So in the meantime, it'll also be a question and answer. You can ask us anything, and
within reason.
within reason.
Some things we'll refuse to answer. Just go back your way.
So.
Oh, wrong way. Yep.
There you go.
Okay.
So you wanted to be on camera.
I'm on camera. See, look here.
Okay. Anyway, hi y'all. How are y'all doing? It is a C day, and we have one more C day tomorrow before we get to Mauritius. I'm doing good. Hello from Los Angeles.
From Sydney.
From Sydney. Yeah, it's good to see Tam on camera. So we had a very relaxing day, sea day today, and hello from Bermuda. Thank you. I like
Bermuda.
I like the long wig, Roxy. Show us a headband collection. I probably can actually. Maybe not. I have to figure out how this works thing. So you can kind of see them all in there. I do have quite a few. So that's our storage organizing thing. So these are headbands. Then over here, we've got like earrings and necklaces, jewelry stuff. I've got scarves, all kinds of stuff. So that's what we got in here in our room. Sent a hat and mustache. Well, thank you. I guess I don't really need the mustache, but yeah, it's kind of little pockets to help organize like earrings and necklaces and things like that. So.
Finger heart. That's like a finger heart.
Finger heart. That's cool. Thank you. I've kind of gotten into headbands. I kind of like them. As you can kind of tell, people keep bringing me headbands. People come on the ship and like.
That's not one. This one.
I have this one.
This one was from Chrissy.
That one was from Chrissy, 50 and Cranky.
This one was from Nadine.
That was from Miss Nadine. Yeah.
This one was from Nadine.
That was also from Nadine.
Lindsay brought us a whole heap.
That we ordered on Amazon and sent it.
Underground. But this is one of my favourite ones. It looks like sprinkles.
So the Seychelles was nice. We didn't go to the best beach, but it was very relaxing. And we got to feed the tortoises, giant tortoises. And only on our tour, there was like, I got that from Lexi stuff. So there was like 4 or 5 tour buses that were basically doing the same tour. And they all went to the same places except for our tour bus had a tour guide who raised tortoises. And so on the way back to the ship, the bus pulls over to the side of the road. She goes, I got one more thing to show you. He goes, this is my house. This is where I live. And then her mom came out holding a little baby tortoise and brought it on the bus. And we got to all get a chance to hold the tortoise. It was really cute.
The Aldabra tortoise.
Yeah.
It's an Aldabra giant tortoise. But it was a 3-month-old one that fitted in the palm of Bobby's hand.
We are coming to the UK, but only Southampton. So that's our only stop. We'll be back in the UK next year in August of 2025. In August of 2025, we have a cruise booked on Norwegian Dawn, which does the British Isles tour. Goes to England, Scotland, Ireland. We'll probably spend a little extra time in the UK.
The necklace you're currently wearing, that one is from New Zealand.
That's a New Zealand one. And Tam found some matching earrings. I'm not wearing the earrings today.
Other way.
But I have like just butterfly earrings.
You need to move closer to the camera. They want to see your necklace.
Oh, okay. How's that?
That's Powwow Shell.
It's very pretty. Hello, hello. Hi, all. Is it Labradorite?
No, it's Puawa shell. It's a New Zealand type of shell, sort of like abalone, but their version.
Nice in the light. Yeah, it's very pretty. I love it.
Of course, Kiwi Ange knows what it is
Of course.
because she's a Kiwi.
Yep. So, we have a tour in Mauritius. So, originally we were going to be in Mauritius on Sunday because we were going to be in Madagascar
Tomorrow, Friday.
tomorrow. But because of a cyclone that was forming, we skipped Madagascar. And so we get into Mauritius on Saturday now. So we have Saturday and Sunday. And our tour was booked for Sunday because that's the only day we were going to be in Mauritius. And the tea factory is actually closed on Sunday. The museum's open and there's a little
Tea tasting chalet.
where you can try the tea. But the factory itself is closed. And so we talked to Royal and said, hey, can we move are you thinking about moving the shore excursions now to Saturday? Because things aren't open on Sunday as much. And they said, well, we're looking into it. But
There's me.
there's Cam.
I can see both.
There you go. Do this bit.
Bring it back from
Too much.
No. Go.
Too much.
Other way. I'm good at this.
It's very sensitive.
Yeah, fixed it.
Too much.
No, it's not. That's perfect. I'm here. See, look, you can see the whole face.
Anyway. And then, so we got 2 days in Mauritius. We don't know what we're going to do on the other day yet.
Yeah, we have no idea. We get to see a lot of it in now. We're doing a tour with Royal. That does the tea factory, the valley, the volcano, and
they're from Nova
lunch.
Scotia. And then the next day we were in Reunion Island, and we have another short excursion there to like a
vanilla plantation.
So that's going to be cool. And then half face tan.
I'm not. It's nearly my full face.
It's like three
It's
quarters.
like
We
face.
just
No.
tint it like over this way.
No.
How's that better? See, that's better. I think that's better.
We're getting in early, so we're doing an overnight. So we get in early Saturday, and we don't leave until Sunday evening.
Since they canceled Madagascar so early, they were able to vector us directly to Mauritius, and that saved some time. So we got in early.
I need to get on here and get rid of people.
But and then we have 3 sea days before we get to South Africa, and our first stop will be Port Elizabeth, where we have a safari.
Day safari.
Day safari to Adu National Park, I think, and then just the ones that are being disrespectful and stuff. And then we've got.
I will delete you if you are a jerk. I'm sorry. Not sorry. If you want to bring up needing to find God or the hard orange Mussolini, I will get rid of you.
Or
Bye.
very openly anti-trans.
Yeah, anyone anti-trans, anti-democracy, anti-immigrant, gone.
Yeah. I don't remember what we're doing in Mosul Bay. It's a tender port in South Africa, but we have a short excursion there.
I can tell you.
And then
I can't because I'm
then
moderating.
and then we have 2 nights in Cape Town. The first day in Cape Town,
We'll have a winery escape with Royal.
Royal Caribbean's got an escape to a winery in view of Table Mountain. Supposedly really going to be good. A lot of cultural stuff they're going to be doing. And then the second day we have a safari wine tasting thing where it's on a winery that's also like a safari thing. Hi from Boston. Hello.
We are spouses.
Yep.
If you want to be obtuse, there is no wifey or husband energy. We are partners. We are spouses. We are married.
We generally go by spouse.
We
Tam is my
are
spouse.
best friends, and that's it.
Tam is my spouse. Thank you for watching the videos.
We'll go back to New Zealand. We've been there before.
We love
and we love Nadine, so we'll
Yeah.
go back to visit her.
Yeah, we like New Zealand. Have you been to
Jenolan Caves? No.
No, actually.
I don't know where the Jenolan Caves are. I've been to lots of other caves in Australia, but I've not heard of Jenolan.
On the short list of places is Western Australia, maybe Broome, something like that.
But we will be going back to Florida
Yeah, we got to go back to Florida.
and see what we can do because we have a puppy dog. His name is Bandit,
Yeah.
and he's part of our family.
And we can't obviously travel to Australia with a puppy dog because there's like a 6-month quarantine, so we wouldn't do that to Bandit. So
Okay, I have been to near the Blue Mountains before. I have not been to Jenolan Caves. I have been to a lot of caves in Victoria because that's where I'm from. We love Tasmania. It just needs to be warmer. So global warming, Tasmania could be a place.
it could. Where we currently live, Florida, which is elevation just barely above sea level,
Global warming, not a place.
Governor just signed a whole bunch of environmental bills. Basically, anything that might have been support. Like you can't have. He's banned windmills on beaches because that was apparently a problem.
Did somebody literally just say that global warming isn't real, Skippy?
Is it?
So they're obviously Australian because they called me Skippy.
I don't know. Seems like there's a bit of a problem. So
If you're not being sarcastic and you actually think global warming isn't real, put on the page, then I can block you.
So we're here early. When we get close to 4 o'clock ship time, we'll hop off this and I'll start the actual live. But we got back to the room early and figured we would do a pre-live live, and we will still do our live at 4 o'clock. So as
Florida
scheduled.
is an absolute nightmare for absolutely everyone, and we
Yeah.
understand that. Bobby has lived there since the 1980s.
80, I moved to Florida
So-
in 82, so
We don't really have a choice. She already had her house.
yeah.
We are there. We are making the best of a bad situation.
Yeah.
And we have a very, very gorgeous puppy dog that lives there with us.
It's like pre-gaming drinks on the night out. This is a pre-live live. Tam has prepped it by going to get a spirited coffee because that's the thing you do in the afternoon.
With Baileys and Kahlua.
So that's pretty cool.
Oh, Skippy, Florida is the greatest. You must hate freedom. Hey,
So the next trip,
block!
so that's a hard one to answer. The next one we have booked is the one around the British Isles in August, but we're going to go on other ones, obviously. We have a friend, Drew, who runs the Big Gay Cruise. And so there's a cruise out of Miami in February on Independence of the Seas as part of the Big Gay Cruise. And we promised him we'd go on that one, so we haven't booked that yet, but we'll go on the Big Gay Cruise. We do want to do some traveling around the U.S. Neither of us have actually been to the Grand Canyon. So that's kind of what we're going to do. So even after the cruise, we still have adventures. If you go to our YouTube channel, we've been showing you our adventures since 2000. And all of the ventures we go, whether it's by cruise ship or traveling around or on an RV or a yacht, we bring our adventure to you. And so we will continue to do that after the World Cruise.
Okay, so the modern wonder that is left is Petra in Jordan, which we will do with our daughter Jordan when it's a bit calmer in that area. So maybe in a few years' time. And Bobby has been to...
I have been to Yellowstone, but Tam is not.
No, New England, because that's where you were born.
I was born in New England. Actually, though, I haven't been to Maine, which is weird, because I grew up in New England. So I've been to everybody but Maine. It'll probably be like the last state I get
Haven't
to.
we been to Maine?
I've not been to Maine yet. Been to Vermont, Massachusetts, been to Rhode Island. I've been to New Hampshire, but just for some reason I haven't made it to Maine.
I want to do a lot of the national parks. I want to do Bryce Canyon and Yellowstone and other ones. Our daughter will not go with us to Yellowstone. Because
Doesn't
it's
do
a big
volcanoes.
volcano.
Yeah, he's kind of got a thing about active volcanoes.
Okay,
I'd like to come to Wales, That would be fun. We'd like to see that. New Englanders always not mentioning Connecticut. Well, I grew up in Connecticut. That's where I was born. So I didn't mention it because that's where I was born. I grew up in a town called Gales Ferry near Groton, New London, Norwich, Mystic area. And how long did I know I wanted to change? That's a hard question to answer. I knew for a long time, but didn't have the courage to do it. I knew that I liked that, I was female because I appreciated women's clothing more than men's clothing. There was other things about it that when I had in my mindset that I was female, I was better off than when I was pretending I was the male that I was born with. So we just did Florida, Vermont.
I was going to Kiwi Angie. The White Island situation was very sad.
It was very sad. And we love Japan, but our daughter would never go to Japan.
Japan was spectacular, but they also have over 100 active volcanoes. So
it's 3:09 p.m. here on a Thursday afternoon, and we've got a live scheduled at 4. So when we get close to 4 o'clock, we'll pop off this live, and I'll start the actual live that's scheduled because we have people registered for it and everything, and people can jump over there. Thank you. I'm just trying to be who I am and enjoy life and enjoy traveling and not let it stop us.
From Melbourne, Australia.
I love Melbourne.
Middle 2.
Okay. So we met on Voyager of the Seas. If you go to our pinned post, there's our backstory. There's a whole big story on how we met. But the short answer is we met on Voyager of the Seas, both getting sunrise photos coming into Fiji. We ended up talking for several hours. So.
How many days do we have left on this cruise? What day are we at?
We're at 158. I think we have like 116, 17, something like that, 118, somewhere in the ballpark.
274.
You're not going to make me do math. I don't do math. Don't make me do public math.
274. Take 158. 116.
116? Okay. I don't do public math. Looking forward to seeing us guys' birth in a beautiful city. We're enjoying this cruise so much. We are not tired of it. Tam is very protective, not only of her family, but anyone.
I am a full-on mama bear. You cross my family, I suggest just don't do it.
You work at NASA, you should be able to do basic subtraction. Yeah, funny story about that. Yeah. We actually, I'm just not good at subtraction for some reason. It's just it's a mind thing. We had, when I worked on the space shuttle program, there was an engine purge sequence that we had to send a command to the engines. And it was like 10 hours before launch. And if we were to launch at like 3:04, we had to subtract 3 minutes. And at whatever time of night we went into this early purge sequence, we had to be like, subtract 4 minutes from it. So basically on the hour. And so I'd have to go ask the launch director, what's the actual liftoff time? And then we'd subtract...
Kimberly's on.
Hey, Kimberly. Then we subtract the time, and that would be the time we would send this command. And so, naturally, doing the math in my head, I was off by 1. So, instead of being the most appropriate time, it was the most inappropriate time. But it's okay. It wasn't significant, and it wasn't like a safety critical thing. It was just a engineering preferred thing.
Done now.
All right. Stop talking about NASA.
Stop talking about NASA. There's someone asked us if we're going to go do the Adu. Yes, that's what we're doing in Port Elizabeth. We're going to the Adu park.
Yeah. So
we spend a day out there.
Some people are really smart on computer stuff. I just basically.
I would imagine, I always imagined that NASA people were incredibly human, computer, and smart. There is some people there that were. Watch Hidden Figures.
Yeah.
You'll see it. Bobby, not one of them. Math smart.
I was a software person. My claim to fame was computer software and understanding what the software and the engine computers did.
I worked in factories. I worked in a dairy, then I worked in a meat factory. I was a swimming teacher. I worked retail. I worked in pharmaceutical packaging. That's about it.
We'll have other lives to go talk NASA stuff. I've got a limit on how much NASA stuff I can
Really,
talk.
Hillary? I keep shifting out of frame. Weird. Nope.
Hey from Boston. Hi from Florida. I know Tam has a way of kind of like shifting. I work in tech, CCTV camera operator with the police. Oh, cool. There's a lot of stuff that I'm still learning on the like we do YouTube videos, and so I use Final Cut Pro, and it's an incredibly big suite of tools, of things to do, but I'm only use like this much of it. I'm always learning editing.
How many children do we have?
So
This is a complicated question.
right. So to start, I'll say I have no biological children.
I had 3. One is an angel. She was hit and killed by a drunk driver a long time ago. And then Bobby and I share 2 daughters now. So,
And I had
and we have granddaughters.
granddaughters from my first marriage.
That are closer to daughters.
Yeah.
So I would count them. So currently living we have 4.
Yes, currently living we have 4. Yeah, software engineering is good money. It
Yes,
definitely is.
Scottish heritage and Irish and German.
I'm English, Scottish, Irish.
Australians are very sarcastic. Like Scottish and Australian people are very similar people.
You know, an Australian loves you if they're giving you a whole lot of crap.
Yeah, if we're being mean to you, we like you. If we're nice to you, we don't.
Yeah.
It's a weird way that we are.
We have a friend, you all probably know her, Crew's mom, across the hall, that's Scottish, and she's awesome. St. John's is very English. Okay, Irish, that's cool. I'd love to visit the Kennedy with you as the guide. When we're back in Florida, a lot of people have gone to the visitor center and taken them through the visitor center. I love going to the visitor center because it's like seeing an old friend when we go see the Space Shuttle Atlantis.
I will tell you the New Zealanders, Sunset Energy, are our East cousins, or our East Island. Not every New Zealander agrees with that. That I always say you're our East Island.
We will do cruising after this one. Not right away. Maybe in December. We have a friend that wants us to go on Icon in January.
Yes, she's from Cruise Mom's from Edinburgh.
And then Big Gay Cruise in February. And then we have the Norwegian one in August. That's the only one that's booked right now is the Norwegian. But those in our head are like the next several cruises.
Where do our children live?
So one lives in Australia.
One daughter lives in the wheat belt of Australia, between Melbourne and Adelaide.
One lives at home
The
with
youngest
us.
one is at home with us. Well, the youngest of our daughters.
Yeah.
And then the daughters are twins, both the same age. So they're actually the youngest. One currently lives in Florida, and then one was living in Florida and is about to move out to Louisiana.
Yeah, they moved from, had a job with Relativity Space. They still do, but they were out of the Air Force, the Space Force base, and now they're moving to get a job at Stennis Space Center, and so they're moving to Slidell. Alaska
is good. You'll like Alaska. I don't like the cold, and I still enjoyed my cruises in Alaska.
Atlantis is
beautiful.
Special to me too. It was the first launch that I was actually prime for. STS-27, I was the prime engine guy on the console after return to flight after Challenger. So, and it arrived at the Space Center about the same time I did, and we went through kind of our growing pains together. You did Icon inaugural. Icon is not a ship we would normally go on. We don't really like the big ships.
But then our friend wants us to.
But our friends like, oh, you got to go on it, and we turned Pinnacle on in New York, and so when you turn Pinnacle with Roy, you get a free 7-day cruise, and so we may use that one as our free cruise, and see how that goes.
Possibly.
We leave Saturday to go to Alaska. That's exciting. We did Alaska in 2015 and again in 2016, and then we did it again last year. both on Radiance of the Seas. We loved it. It was really good. We could do that, a meet and greet at a local pub or something like that. We could say, hey, if anybody's in the Central Florida area, I'd like to come and meet. We could certainly do that. We did get a sari. Actually, did we get it in India? We got it in Sri Lanka or Malaysia.
We bought one sari in Malaysia, in Penang, and then we bought another sari in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
And then we also bought sarongs, Sri Lankan sarongs, which are called tube sarongs, that are very cute.
So I will. I'll have to wear one very soon. I'll have to try it on. To put it on. So
some people have gotten off the cruise. Some people got off in Dubai, and they're not coming back.
Yeah.
They didn't want to go around Africa, and they decided just to get a refund and leave.
I mean, I agree. You got to go see Icon at least once.
Takes 700 cruise points to get to Pinnacle. So it's like 700 days at sea, or if you go in a suite, they get double points, so that's 350. Sometimes if you cruise solo and they had a double point offer, you could do 175 days at sea and get that. Depends.
October is probably too early. We get back in early September, and I think we're going to need a few months of adjusting.
I haven't seen, there's 2 overly aggressive passengers on the ship, and I haven't seen any of them since Dubai, so fingers crossed they don't get back at any time soon.
Yeah. Live in Jacksonville. That's not too far away.
We go to Jacksonville for the Mayo Clinic.
Yeah, several times I've had to go up for the Mayo Clinic.
Would you do the Orient Express? Yes, we like trains.
Yeah. It's
very
very
expensive. Can't
afford it. We actually did...
if we could afford it, we'd do it.
We did, when we were in Europe in 2022... We took the train from London to Paris under the Channel, and then we spent 2 days in Paris, and we took the Rail Italia from Paris to Milan, Italy, and then changed trains that did Milan to Venice. Spent a couple days in Venice, and then took the train basically to Ravenna. We had to change trains in a little podunk town. That was just a commuter train.
We'd also do the Ghan, but yet again, cost effective.
Yeah. Gone is really expensive.
We could get a Qantas flight. Instead, it was $170, or do the Ghan.
Yeah.
There was a question here before. I don't know. Do they have any rainbow events on the cruise? Yes.
Yep.
We have a community on board, and they do meet and greet. And
yeah, usually every night they'll have something. I think they're planning something for this June, which is Pride Month. So there'll be some more things. What happens when people do an independent journey and the ship skips a port?
They have to find it.
They have to find it at a new port.
Yeah.
Now, usually, they don't... there's only certain ports you can get on and off on. It has to do with immigration and customs stuff. A lot of times those aren't tender ports. Sometimes they are, but generally they're not. So it's not as bad as it sounds as far as missing ports, because normally we miss tender ports.
Yeah. But then there's some that have had issues with lost passports or forgetting to have something and they've got to do it. Then they have to fly at their own expense and catch back up to the ship. Yeah. So, like, Anthony left his cell phone behind at a hotel.
Yeah.
It cost him $60 to fly from Singapore to
Kuala
Lumpur. And he got caught back up with the ship, so... There was another question is, do you think it'll be a culture shock when you get home? Yes.
Probably.
Yes. I am not going to I do not want to go grocery shopping. I do not want to cook again. I do not want to do my washing. I don't want to do any. I really enjoyed the total relaxation that comes with being on a cruise. Yeah. Like, we literally get up when we want, and because we're in interior, the light doesn't wake us. We just wake up. We get up on sea days, we just lay around or sit around. We just love it.
We've been domesticated. We're not able to fend for ourselves in the wild
anymore.
Yeah,
we're like a domesticated animal. We can't fend for ourselves in the wild. They shouldn't release us to the wild.
I don't know that person you just said who worked at NASA. Unfortunately, I do not know.
We live in the US currently. Our home base is Florida, but that will change.
Yeah.
We have laundry services. If you're on the full world cruise, you get 3 laundry bags a week.
And they've
For a
increased the
cabin.
size of the bags.
And the bag is huge. I can fit a week's worth of clothes in one bag.
Yeah, so we really don't use 3 bags.
Yes, I miss Australia.
Yeah.
All the time. I definitely won the birth lottery. I believe I was born in the best country in the world. And travelling the world makes me recognise my privilege a lot more.
Definitely squatters' rights. After 9 months, we think we have squatters'
I think
rights.
so, yeah. They shouldn't be able to release us back to the wild. It's not fair.
No, we're not socialized. It needs to be a process to work back into the wild.
Yeah, they need to train us to get our own food and stuff again.
Though the project manager for the World Cruise did joke that on the last leg from New York back to Miami, they were going to start giving us tasks to do, assign us things so we can kind of get back into this real life thing.
I lived all around Victoria, so from Melbourne surrounds to Gippsland to Central Victoria.
I started a NASA space
I
shuttle.
love Muriel's Wedding. It's a classic. It's an Australian classic.
So I worked in the space shuttle main engine avionics for the first 15 years, and then went off and did a bunch of ground systems development stuff. Can you imagine the first day you have to cook? No,
we're going to get Domino's.
Yeah, I think we were joking about that.
No, we're not joking.
Well,
We're not going to have groceries.
because we get into Miami, we're going to rent a car and then drive back to Central Florida, and we're going to be exhausted and tired and stressed, and we're just going to order Domino's. I'm pretty sure that first night we're going to order Domino's.
Okay, I live not far from Bacchus Marsh. I know where Bacchus Marsh is. I had friends that live in Bacchus Marsh.
We love Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. That was
That was fantastic.
Yeah. It will definitely be a shock.
It's going to be a ridiculous shock because this is literally life now. This is home. And yeah, I could make Jordan cook, but I don't know if that would go down well.
Well, I mean, if we wanted nuggets...
Nope, I gave all my Tim Tams to the crew.
Yeah.
I have none left.
We've got to get, maybe in Mauritius, one day, since we're there an extra day, maybe we can find some crew.
There's probably about, 60 Australians on board right now? Maybe 100?
Quite a few, actually.
There's 60, I think there's 60 regularly, and there's more now.
There's a few that got off that'll be back on, but there's quite a few on right now. We tend to gravitate because Tam's Australian
What's the famous Australian ballroom movie called? Strictly Ballroom.
I liked The Dish. That was my favorite
And
Australian
The Castle.
movie. I don't think I've seen The Castle.
I've shown you The Castle. You've seen it. You just don't remember it. It's the one where the guy has the airport trying to take over his house. We'll have to watch it then.
We'll have to watch it again. We haven't looked at too many future cruises other than the ones that we kind of told friends we'd do. We know we will go cruising again. We like cruising, but we haven't really planned too far in that. Hey. Can visit the dish. That's true. Could.
Where's your best friend? Who are they talking about?
My best friend is right here. I don't know.
I quote The Castle
A
lot.
Do you?
When I go, how's the Serenity?
Ah, okay.
Or straight to the pool room. That's the Castle quotes. Tell him he's dreaming.
Okay.
All those are from The Castle.
I'll have to watch it again. I don't. Since I said we saw it, I just don't remember it. But so our cruise gets over September 10th, so we've got a little bit longer to go. We're not quite done yet. I actually liked Dogs in Space, which you will not find on very many places, but that was one of my favorite, actually, Australian kind of movies. It had Michael Hutchinson in it who was in Excess.
Tea. Dinner is called tea. It's tea
What's your
time.
favorite port been so far? Moorea, French Polynesia. Definitely.
We have not seen the very racist person on board. So I think they got off on an independent journey.
I think they're on an independent journey got off in Dubai. Well, I mean, we've seen them like once or twice.
But I don't think they're on anymore. I think they're off in Dubai. I don't know if they're off permanently, but they're off.
I think they're getting back on in Ravenna, but he did come to us.
Strangely, the racists didn't want to go around Africa.
Yeah.
Weird.
He did come and apologize a month ago or so, and then I've seen him like once or twice at other ports. You know, we just don't really acknowledge each other. I just see him
I would 100% recommend this cruise. I think it's been an amazing way to see the world. I think that there's a lot of places that we've been where we wouldn't have gone that have opened our eyes to a lot of different cultures and ethnicities, and I think it's been amazing. Everywhere we have gone, the people have been absolutely beautiful.
Right.
Everywhere.
And it really drives home, all of us, the two things that nobody gets to choose is where they're born and who they're born to. And those are random, kind of like lottery things. And they determine so much about your fate and how your life is. And yet everyone's the same, except we are randomly placed in different situations when we're born. And that's been an eye-opening thing for us.
Where's Michael Biddy? What did he say? Oh, okay. Blocked.
I feel like, I don't know who that is.
What's that?
Chris Hansen. I don't know who Chris Hansen is. Walk out and confront you. I don't know what that means.
Don't know who Chris Hansen is.
Did Wi-Fi come included in your world? I was included for the full world cruisers.
If you actually bought the full world cruise as one entire world cruise, everything like our laundry, our internet, our drinks package, our gratuities, what else? Like our shore excursions to the modern wonders of the world, plus our escapes were all included. So we had 12 different shore excursions, plus an unlimited drink package, plus internet, plus laundry, and gratuities all included in the cost.
So the price of the cruise is a hard one to answer because it's so different for everyone. It depends on when you booked it, whether you needed airfare or not, and whether you paid it off early or paid it off late, what type of room you had. I think we got about the cheapest of the full world cruise, and for us, living in Florida and not needing business class airfare and paying it off early, it was about $56K a person, I think.
So it was $113,000 for the whole room, and everything included.
And it is Starlink. Most of the places, except for in China and India. China, I think, for our laws, and India for their laws, they had to turn off Starlink.
Would we do another world cruise if we win money?
We could afford it, we would. It's not about whether we liked it or not. Just about this was our life savings put into going around the world, and so.
Villa V Residencies is one that we would probably look at and go around the world permanently on a ship, but this grown man, by the way.
So we met on Voyager of the Seas.
Are you saying that you're grown? I didn't know
if you look at our pinned post on our TikTok page, it's got our whole backstory on how we met and how we ended up going from me living in Florida and Tam living into Australia to where we are now.
So we do know about world events. We are very upset by current world events, hence why we were not upset that we got to go around Africa and not go through the Middle East. I think it is a very sad situation, what is going on in Palestine and Ukraine. And that's all I need to say about that. Yep. That tells you which side I'm on.
It is a once-in-a-lifetime cruise, definitely, for us. Is it claustrophobic? Not for us. Tam is kind of a tiny house aficionado, so
I could happily live in little.
They would live in small places.
Less.
Thank you for the confetti things.
Less cleaning, less work to live in a smaller space.
Yeah.
Everything's at your fingertips.
So our room is small. I could probably give you a quick. It's fairly clean at the moment, so.
Not really.
Oh,
you got to turn it.
This thing is like fighting me from. I'm gonna have to do it this way. All right. There's our bed. And so we've got bed, and then I'll swing it around past us. Hi again. And there's the door. The bathroom is just over there. Closet is that way.
And there's a desk and
there's
TV.
A desk and TV.
So asking about whether we know what's going on in the world, the TV does have availability of all news channels and stuff if you wanted to watch that. But we also get our news from less biased sites.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of our news online.
There's something called Ground News, which tells you the bias of the news thing. We read a lot of that. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but that's just what we use.
How the fuck? Okay. Hey, Johnny.
Where are we now?
Bye, Johnny.
We are sailing between the Seychelles and Mauritius. Madagascar is a ways off to our port side.
What's the square footage? It's about 600 square foot or something, isn't it?
Of the room?
Yeah. What's the square
I thought
foot?
it was like 280.
It's 300 and something. I don't know.
It's very small.
I don't know. It's not big.
I'm just going to say that anytime you kill civilians, it's a bad thing. So,
yeah, as a mother of a child that is deceased due to a drunk driver, I don't think any parent needs to suffer the loss of a child.
Thank you for the drink.
So I don't.
The only other ports that we've got coming
We're
up,
interior.
the only other port we've got coming up that is anti-LGBT is there's 2 ports in Ghana, and they just passed an anti-LGBT law, and it's not just trans; it's illegal to be anybody in the
Like
LGBT.
you can actually look up. There's a lot of actual Ghanaians that are very upset because they can't exist in their own country.
Yeah. Was
It's
the
not
moon
okay.
landing real? Yes, it was. Do you want to spend much time in a room? Not really.
No.
We get up in the morning. So here's our day.
Our room is to sleep, shower,
Yeah.
shit. That's it.
So our day is we get up. If they say it's a sea day, we'll do that because those are more predictable. We get up maybe around 9:30, shower, get dressed, and then we go to breakfast up in the Windjammer. We'll go down to Latitudes on deck 5 and get a latte. And then we go up to deck 13, which is our living room, and kind of watch the world go by. Normally I'll edit our daily TikTok video and post that to TikTok. We also put it on our Facebook page and our Instagram page. And then we'll visit with friends up there. Somewhere around 2:30 we'll go to lunch in the Windjammer. And then we'll come back a lot of times to our living room and meet with other people. And then about 4 o'clock the bar opens up there in our living room. So it's nice that your living room has a bar. So about 4 o'clock the bar opens, so we start having bar service up there. And then 5 o'clock they'll have little hors d'oeuvres out there for us. And then at 7:45 we have late dinner. And then generally after late dinner we come back to the room. We do our Facebook post, and then we get ready for bed, and then we kind of unwind and see what's going on in the world and read news and stuff like that, and then go to bed, and then the whole thing starts over again. So that's kind of our day.
The living room is deck 13. It's what they used to call the Viking Crown Lounge on royal ships. It's where the now Crown Lounge and Vortex is on this ship. It's got windows, panoramic windows, where we can watch the world go by.
How do you cope with the different currencies? Well, a lot of places take credit cards or my phone. You use the iPhone. You can pay with your tap with the iPhone.
Which you did when you got off in Abu Dhabi because you forgot
Yeah.
anything.
Otherwise, a lot of places will have currency exchange in the port or ATMs, and you can go get local currency.
That looks like someone's projecting, so I just blocked them.
Yeah. Stay away from preschools.
Yep, that one, what was his name?
Gary.
Gary. Guess what? Blocked. Stop projecting.
We are on Serenade of the Seas. It's a Royal Caribbean, and it's part of the Ultimate World Cruise. We are excellent. Tam's still a little sad about not going to Madagascar. I'm disappointed too, but...
Okay, what the fuck is that? You're gone.
How will you stay in touch with cruise friends after this? Mostly we have their contact on social media, either Facebook or Instagram. A lot of them are on TikTok. There's some YouTube people. We normally just, like any cruise, if you connect with somebody, you stay in contact through electronic means, either emails or social media. Wi-Fi's been pretty good on the cruise.
And yes, there was a fire yesterday. Somebody overloaded their circuit next to their bed. Had too many rechargeable devices plugged in at once. Their stateroom was set on fire. It has been contained to that one room.
Yeah.
And they've been moved to a different room.
Because we think that room is probably gone for the cruise. So we don't know how much of their stuff they lost. Fortunately, the crew was very quick and efficient, and they were right on it and got everything contained, and so it was just that one room. Will you come to Tasmania? I've been to Tasmania. I love Tasmania.
We did a whole driving tour
Yeah.
around Tasmania. I showed Bobby some of my favourite places, including Richmond. We went to Port Arthur. We went to Richmond. We went to Bay of Fire. Went to Bennelong Bay. Went up to the coast. Went to Launceston too, didn't we?
Yeah. I think it was. They may have had too many things plugged. I think it was a combination of they had a lot of things plugged in, and one of them might have been too close to mattresses or something, and it heated up and it caught it on fire.
What the hell is this? I don't know what this person is saying, but I'm blocking them.
What's that?
It's like powder something. Powder your onion, powder your yam bag. I think he's being crass. I don't understand.
No, our Wi-Fi is included for Ultimate World Cruisers. So,
yes, we've been to Adelaide, South Australia too.
yeah, it's like an odd time zone. It's like 15 minutes or 30 minutes.
And we went to Adelaide. We did it at the bottom, southern half circumnavigation of Australia on Radiance of the Seas in 2015.
Yeah, we'll continue posting content after the World Cruise. I mean, it's just like, if you look at our YouTube channel, it goes back to 2020 when we bought a yacht, pretty much. But then we've done cruises before this. We've done, road trips. We've done RV trips. We've done travel through Europe, and so we'll continue to do all our journeys. Right, but finally got to be here at the same time again. This is we're here early, so we've got a live scheduled for about 20 minutes, and we were just here early, so we figured we'd come live before the live. So
Someone
this is
asked
like
if
pre-live.
there was shows scheduled. Yes, they have not actually stopped the amount of shows on this cruise. They're literally working our entertainment too much right now because there's very few people on the ship right now, and they could slow it down. Like, we don't all need to go to a show every night. We don't need that, but some people are doing that. So
how many eggs? So it's Tam, not Tammy, but Tam eats
just
about
Tam.
4 eggs a day on average most of the days. There's a few days where they haven't, but most of the days.
I ate 4 eggs.
Shout out to Peru.
breakfast.
We love Peru. We did discover in Peru that we are not altitude people.
But we do have a beautiful waitress that
From
comes
Peru.
from Peru. That's one of our favorites.
But we
Lourdes.
love the Sacred Valley. The Sacred Valley was really, really nice. Cusco was just too
Night.
high. Night.
Night, Missy.
Do you make money on TikTok? I do. We're part of the creator development program. And so, surprisingly, TikTok pays us. That's kind of interesting.
Currently on the ship, there's about 800
Yeah.
or so people and 830 crew.
The like the production shows, the singers and dancers, they do repeat each of the legs, and so we haven't gone to everyone because it's the same show over and over again.
Thank you, Vicky.
When Daniele does his show, a lot of times we'll go because we want to support Daniele, and he's just amazing.
We arrive in Mauritius tomorrow morning.
No, day after tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow.
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
What was the best country you have visited?
Australia.
Well, yeah.
It's the best country.
Best port was probably Moorea. Of course, I'm not going to count it as best, but Antarctica was truly magical. It was some of the most stunning imagery and beauty that I've seen personally. So,
But you wouldn't want to live there.
my pronouns are she, her, and Tam's are either Tam, and no pronouns, or they, them. I liked Brazil. We liked Recife.
I actually really like Brazil. The
And,
Brazilian people were beautiful.
Rio was really nice.
Uruguay.
The only one, and it was a fault of when we were there.
Bianca's in the schooner bar. Hey, Bianca.
Was Fortaleza, and we were there like on Boxing Day, and there was nothing open. But a lot of the locals were at the beach. And it was about the only time we really felt kind of unsafe a little bit. Do you love the Australian animals? Love all of the animals, except the spiders. Not the spiders.
And we're not sure if Royal is doing another world cruise or not, but it will be a few years away if they do. And the cost will probably be significantly increased from what we paid.
This is a learning for them as well as us. And, I think they weren't prepared for the dynamics of doing a world cruise and how... Because these, they always go to the same ports, and you can kind of predict and control those things. When you're on a world cruise, you're at the whim of global dynamics. Since they came out with the initial itinerary, we lost Russia, we lost Ukraine, we had Israel, and now, a whole bunch of, because of the Red Sea, took out a whole bunch of ports that we had planned to go to, and we've got new ports coming in, which we're excited about, but it's just, all of that is logistical nightmare for Royal Caribbean to do on a cruise. This is the first time for Royal Caribbean to do a world cruise. Others do world cruises. And it's also the longest. 274 days is the longest world cruise.
Yeah.
Having gambling at the casino.
Some people gamble a fair bit.
Some people gamble quite a bit. We go, as a Crown and Anchor member, we get like $6 to $8 every leg, free money, promo money, and we go spend it in the slot machines. And if we win, we cash out. If we lose, we lose, and that's about all we do.
We've only been to Cartagena and Colombia.
Yeah, we've been there twice, but we've been to the only place we've been, which because it's by cruise ship. Most of the animals are the same ones we have in Florida. I mean, you guys have funnel webs. We have brown recluse. You have redbacks. We have black widows.
We have more poisonous snakes in Florida, venomous snakes in Florida than we do in Australia.
Florida has a lot more, actually, than it just... I know Australia gets a bad rap, but... Hello from Tassie.
Yes, we're doing, the World Cruise has done fundraisers on board. They're doing Make-A-Wish fundraisers.
Make-A-Wish
They're
stuff.
actually currently got a donation box that we're not sure where they're dropping it off, but it's going to be all people's things. Like we can buy stuff in the shops or donate lightly used goods. They did a fundraiser for an orphanage in...
So they did...
where was the orphanage one?
First one was in Guatemala, right?
No.
No?
Well, no, I want to say it was one of the islands.
That's what I mean, it's like Barbados or Guatemala.
Guatemala's not an island. It's on the land, it's not an island.
What's the one that's I'm thinking of?
Antigua.
Grenada.
Grenada. No,
Grenada.
it wasn't Grenada. Was it Grenada? Maybe
I think it was
Grenada.
Grenada. The first one was Grenada. You're right, Guatemala is not an island.
Guatemala's not an island.
My brain files things by first letter, and so then I get the closest thing on the first letter.
Which is why I talk over you and correct you.
Do you get much time on deck? We're not sun worshippers. We have been swimming twice. Once in Aruba when everyone was off the ship, and once when our daughter in Australia was on, and she wanted to go swimming.
Yes, people on independent journeys. People on independent journeys still pay for the cruise. Their independent journey is separate.
Have there been many crew changes? Yep.
Yes, a lot. And I was just talking to my favourites in Latitudes, and 2 of those will be going in June.
Yeah. We met on a cruise, but not this cruise. We met in 2013 on Voyager of the Seas. A lot of people have left. I mean, they have contracts that are in, 6 to 8 months. And now with going around Africa and there being less people on ship, they've changed. Some people are going home early, some people were extended, and it's just kind of screwed up the whole crew schedule. Okay.
Cheers, mate, 72. Stop talking about yourself. Stop looking in the mirror. Blocked.
Hey, I love all the Kiwis. We don't
get compensated for missed ports.
No.
The ports that are missed are tender ports. Tender ports, on average, you have a 50-50 chance of getting there. Some of them were as low as 20% chance of getting there, like the Falkland Islands. So it is what it is. They still got to pay for our accommodation, our food, the fuel. Royal is still doing everything.
So we're going to probably next, we're going to travel around the U.S. some. We have some cruises booked, and the one we have booked is by Norwegian next year in the British Isles in August. But we know there's some other Royal ones we're going to do. Love being on cruise. Cruising is awesome. Was it love at first sight? It wasn't love. We talked a lot about grief and stuff. And
it was connection.
We had a connection at first sight.
Love is a dirty word.
When does the cruise... Was the cruise most full? It was pretty full from Hong Kong to Beijing.
It was full from Miami to LA too.
It was pretty full.
That was close to full.
And in the Mediterranean, it's going to be packed when we get up to Ravenna. Ravenna to Rome and Rome to Barcelona will be very full.
I got this one easy. What's my favourite thing about you? Bobby is the most chill, kind, sweetest human being you'll ever meet in your life.
Tam is the most caring person, even though she doesn't want you. They don't want you to know that, but they've got one of the biggest hearts that I know of, and very compassionate. And the mama bear comes out not only for people, for anyone. So.
Prior to cruising, I used to before I moved to America, I worked in factories. I worked in logistics in a meat factory and also worked in a dairy and pharmaceutical packaging and retail, and I was a swimming teacher.
Like to do the Bucky store. We like Bucky's. We stop there and get their brisket and usually a coffee.
Caddis, I think I got all the rage and anger Bobby was meant to get. I think I'm even now, so it's all good. Because I definitely do the raging.
I used to joke at NASA that I needed to take anger management training because I didn't get angry enough.
Never gets angry.
So I need to practice getting angry.
The worst thing is Bobby just gets sad. So if people do things instead of getting angry at the way other people react, she gets sad.
We will be Pinnacle in New York. No, we won't be wearing the badge.
What badge? I'm not having that.
How many states have we been to? So I've been to a lot of them. I haven't. So the ones I haven't been to are Washington State, Oregon, North Dakota, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Maine. And I've been to all the others. You notice they're all along the top of the border.
So what I'm asking here now, Dolly is like dress and lippy means nothing. Do you wear a dress and lipstick? Because, you know.
Somebody asked a question. I just missed it. I'm sorry.
What
About
question?
acceptance. On board, yes. I mean, all of the crew have been pretty good. Most of the guests have been amazing. There's a few dirty looks and things, but mostly it's been very positive. I haven't had any issues.
Okay.
Much at not mention all the Democratic states. Actually,
Okay, guess
those
what?
aren't Democratic states. I think. But anyway.
I don't care, that person's gone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you don't like democracy, don't live in a democracy. Just putting that out there.
We
Go live in
we're
an
not
oligarchy.
Kiwi. Tam is Australian. Yes, we'll move out of Florida. It's a question of when. Yeah, we love Kennedy Space Center is really good. Cape Canaveral, it'll be wonderful.
Oh, Joanna's on. Hey, Joanna.
We have friends in Rhode Island that was about 10 minutes away from where I grew up to get to the Rhode Island line. It wasn't too far away.
Is somebody asking me if I would physically fight? Someone said, would you physically fight Tam? Does that mean that somebody needs to physically fight me, or would I physically fight?
Tam has been very restrained in the cases where we've had assaults because we do not want to get kicked off the ship. And so Tam has been very good at restraining themselves.
Yes, still on the cruise. We're on until September. And there was another question there. Yes, we're a couple. We're married.
And we miss Chrissy and Christian as well. They were awesome. And Chrissy's friend that goes by Taylor is on right now, and she's lovely. And I think you're worried about children. It's not from trans people. You're thinking of maybe
Pedophiles.
So,
Where's that? Who's...
someone came by.
Did I miss that one? Okay. Hey, Dave G. Bye, Dave G. Bye.
It's funny, the little mappy thing, everyone loves it. And I love doing it too, and it's so simple. I just take a picture of the screen, a TV screen, which has got the map on it, and I put it up there you can see where we are. And it's an easy way to show people where we are every day. And I need to get Audrey to do a few more, because I think people
The wee mappy thing was so much cuter.
The wee mappy thing was better. So when do you go back on the boat? So we're on Serenade right now. We got off for 3 days, 2 nights to go to the Taj Mahal. That was a Royal Caribbean included excursion. Otherwise, we're on.
I am not the best at remembering people's names, just in case that's out there. I'm bad. I remember some, but then some people all have the same name. There's so many Cindys and so many Susans and so many Matthew, Mark, Luke's and Johns.
So I think this was Tam's dress that I stole.
It was
from.
Jordan's.
It was Jordan's. It was our daughter Jordan's. I knew it wasn't mine. I stole it from somebody.
It was from...
Oh, gotta do the little mappy, the little puzzle piece thing.
It was Leah, one of our neighbours' dresses that she gave us.
All right. So, in about two or 3 minutes, I'm going to swap over to the other live.
We'll go off now.
We'll go off now, and then I've got a live scheduled at 4 o'clock. I'll start it when we get over there, and then just so we switch over, because other people have registered for that one, and they'll be able to sing. So
we'll be off. We'll be back in a minute.
We'll be back in a minute. See you all soon.